So 2024 is coming to a close, and I don't know about y'all, but I'm glad to see the back of it. I had a very love-hate relationship with 2024. It was a very bittersweet year for me in a whole lot of ways. I realized a lot of truths in 2024, and so I thought that it would be, I don't know, not necessarily fun, but interesting to share them with you guys while I got ready for church this morning. So, 24 reflections on 2024. Here we go. So I have my journal down here in front of me, so if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna ramble these off. I don't know how long this video is going to be, so you might want to grab you a snack or some water, or you could get ready with me. So here we go. My relationship with God has to be the center of my life. It has to be the center of my world. It has to inform every decision that I make, every step that I take. That's just the only way that life works smoothly for me. And what I mean by that is I've always been a Christian. I've always had a relationship with God. I've always, known that God exists, believed in God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, gone to church, all of that. But I realized over this past year that a lot of what I was doing was just going through the motions, sort of performative Christianity, if you will. So this year, especially the second half of this year, I really just dove a little bit deeper into my relationship with God and studying God's word and praying about everything and giving my cares to God, and things just started to become a lot clearer. My life started to smooth out in those rough places, and so moving forward, I want to make sure that I am keeping my relationship with God at the center of my life. Number 2, I must protect my peace at all costs, which goes into number 3. I need to conserve my energy for things that matter. So protecting my peace. I have always been a fighter, pretty much growing up the way that I did. I had to defend myself either physically or verbally pretty much constantly, and it kind of puts you in this traumatic cycle of just always being on go, and I don't want to be like that. I don't want to live that way. I want to be able to be calm and peaceful, and anything that disturbs my peace, I don't have the time or energy for it. So I'm just protecting my peace. I'm learning it's okay to walk away. I don't need the last word. I don't need to engage in things that don't, benefit my life. I don't need to engage with people that don't benefit my life, that make me feel negative emotions. So, yeah. And then number 3, conserving my energy. I just did not have energy for things that I would want to do, mostly because of my job. If you don't know, I teach 6th grade language arts, and I teach at a Title I school. Just to let you know the type of school that I teach at, so it has its challenges. Every type of school that you teach at is going to have its challenges, but the unique challenges that teaching at a Title I school presented were draining me, and I've learned that I can do my job effectively without letting it drain my energy, and that's going to be my goal moving forward. Not just for my job, but for everything in my life. I want to save my energy for things that matter. Not that teaching doesn't matter, but being a warden, being, all the extra stuff I was doing. Trying to be a circus clown, a warden, I don't need to do that. I need to teach. I need to be, friendly and open with my students and teach them English, and that's it, and that's all. Keep up with my responsibilities as a teacher and don't take on extra things. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 4, as I put on my foundation, is productivity actually feels good. I have been so productive over my vacation this winter break, which sounds crazy, but since it's supposed to be a vacation, but I like doing things. So I recently downloaded this app called Me Plus, and it's basically a to-do list app, but it's in this fun format, and I love to-do lists anyway. I love the feeling of checking off a to-do list. I've been keeping up with my water intake on there, and that's gotten a lot better, which is giving me more energy. I like being productive. I like doing productive things like cleaning and cooking and working on my book and reading and Bible study and all the other things on my to-do list. I started back, exercising regularly, and I want to keep that up and continue that. So productivity feels good. This goes along with another thing on my 24 reflections. Self-discipline is self-love. And it doesn't feel like it at the time, I guess, because you're starting off on your exercise journey, and it's tough when you start. It's tough after you start. I really don't like working out that much, you guys, but I like the feeling when I'm doing it. I don't like getting ready to go do it. I don't like having to psych myself up to do it, but when I do it and after I do it, I feel so good just in my body, and I feel so proud of myself, and I like that feeling. Plus I'm doing something good for myself, and that is self-love. I also have on here that it's okay to take chances. I took some chances over this past year, these past couple years actually. Let me tell you, I've been trying new things, doing things outside of my comfort zone. And did they always work out the way that I wanted them to? Absolutely not. But I'm happy that I tried them. I'm happy that I had those experiences. I'm happy that I did those things, and I can say what is for me and what isn't for me, from experience. And I can move forward and be a better person because of those chances I took. I have a more well-rounded view of aspects of life, even if it's just trying a different food on the menu of a restaurant that you go to all the time. Take the chance and see. I've done that a few times, and I've broadened my palette, my horizons a lot, just from doing little things like that. Yes, a job is a job. A job is not my life. So going back to teaching is one of those careers that will drain the life out of you if you let it. I've seen it in one of my colleagues in particular, and she'll tell you herself, we had a heart-to-heart at the start of the school year. She feels like she's too old to make a change. She's not too old to make a change. She's maybe, I don't know, 12 years or so older than me, but she feels like she's given so much to a thankless career that has drained the life out of her, and I'm just not gonna let that happen to me. I'm not gonna let it drain the life out of me. I'm gonna do my job. I'm gonna do it to the best of my ability, but not to the detriment of myself, of me as a person, if that makes sense. And I'm not gonna wrap my self-worth up in whatever job I'm doing or people's opinions of how well I'm doing my job. I'm not gonna strive for anyone's approval the way that I did my first couple of years of teaching, or even the way that I did when I first started my writing career. Speaking of my writing career, I learned in 2024 that my writing career needs focus, hence the Charmed Most, which I am so excited to be working on now and start rolling out content for here soon, and start rolling out books for here soon, hopefully. Planning on publishing the first book in March, and I'm super excited about that. Also, it's okay for me to start over as many times as I need to. I've started my writing career over, I don't even know how many times at this point, but hopefully this is the last time, and if it's not, that's okay. Also with relationships, I think a lot of people stick in relationships that are not good for them, that aren't serving them, because they don't want to start all the way over with somebody else, and I was in a situation like that, but I am learning that it is okay to start over as many times as needed, because I want it to be right, and that's with everything in my life. That's with my career, that's with where I choose to live, that's with my romantic partner. I want it to be right. I want it to be the way that I envision it, and I feel like I deserve that, you know? And otherwise, what's the point? What's the point in having the thing if it's not, if it's not good for you, or if it's not serving the function in your life that you need it to serve? What's the point of that? Also, I fell in love with princess treatment this year, and not because some man gave it to me, because I started giving it to myself. So what that means is I started taking the time out to do nice things for myself, like give myself facials at home, or buy my Amazon cart just because, not for any special reason or because I needed to justify it. I started, just pampering myself and treating myself like a princess and surrounding myself with pretty things. And I can't tell you how big of a boost that's been on my self-esteem and my levels of just happiness in my day-to-day life. So I will forever give myself princess treatment. I think everyone should do that, regardless of if you have someone in your life doing that or not. Also, if I meet a guy who doesn't treat me the way that I deserve, or if I have people in my life that aren't treating me the way that I deserve, they gotta go, okay? Which is my number 24, actually. It's just that I'm a priceless treasure, so I need to treat myself like it. I need to take care of myself. And if I have people in my life that are not doing that, not recognizing my value and my worth, then, they have no place in my life. I also have no room for negativity in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I'm not going to talk to myself negative anymore, and I'm not going to let anybody else talk negatively to me. So whether that's people in my life or people on the internet, blocked and deleted in real life and on the internet, and also negative thoughts deleted from my mind, because my next thing on here, I'm down to 9, I think. I'm just jumping around, but I'm down to 9, like going in chronological order. Yeah, I don't know the order I wrote these down in. Life's too short, so let them. If somebody wants to walk out of your life, let them. If somebody wants to fumble you, let them, and cry about it and move on. If somebody wants to be a Debbie Downer, let them, but don't let them affect your mood. Know your worth and move on. I wish I had done this in a couple situations over this year. Just, let people do them and you keep doing you. Going down to another one is, because they kind of go together, I'm not going to let anybody stop or distract me, and period, that's just it. I'm on my own journey. I'm trying to reach my own goals, and I'm not going to let anybody stop me from reaching them or distract me. If you want to grow along with me, we can do that, but if you are becoming a hindrance or a distraction from my destiny, you have to exit. And that's it, and that's all. I did that already. Oh, progress is progress no matter how small. So I would beat myself up sometimes because I wasn't writing as much as like my word count goal for the day was. But what I was not doing was celebrating that I actually wrote that day. That, you know, if I wrote 100 words, it's 100 words more than I had yesterday. So that is progress, and that is to be celebrated no matter how small the progress is. Patience is a thing that I need to work on, and it is the key to peace. I realized that a lot of my anxiety was centered on me not being patient, was centered on me feeling behind in life, me trying to rush God and rush certain things in my life, and it made me so anxious, it made me so worried. And once I realized that my life is in God's timing, not in mine or anybody else's, I realized that gave me so much peace, and that I'm right on time for my life. I'm not behind, because my life is in God's timing. And so that relieved a lot of my anxiety, and I'm still working on it. I'm not perfect, but I am getting better. I have to be comfortable being me. I need to be comfortable with all my, quirks, my imperfections, the things that I like that make me weird, or the things that I do that make me different. The fact that I have albinism, the fact that I am an introvert, the fact that I have a little bit of a offbeat sense of humor, the fact that I'm very outspoken about things that I care about, but very shy as well. Just all those little things, and that make me. I don't need to compare myself to others. I just need to be comfortable being me. And I'm getting better at that, but yeah. Next one, inner work is so important, and I've done so much inner work over this past year, you guys. I'm so proud of myself. I've recognized things in myself that needed attention, and I've given them that attention, and I feel like I'm a better person because I did that, because I recognized, hey, this is trauma from my past showing up in this way. Let's address that. Hey, this is not okay. I don't want to go through the rest of my life like this. Let's address that. Hey, I'm insecure about this. Let me focus on it so that I can attack the root of that insecurity, and so that it doesn't control me anymore. And I've done that over and over and over again, and I know that I have to continue to do that continuously. Like, I'll never be done with that. But the fact that I recognize that I'm not perfect, that nobody's perfect, and that is fine and totally acceptable, and that inner work is something that we all need to do. And it doesn't mean anything's wrong with me. It doesn't mean that there's something bad going on, or that there's some kind of crisis. It just puts me one step closer to being my best me. So, a goal without a plan is just a wish. So I've been doing better with planning. Like I said, I did that planning app. I have like a physical, undated weekly planner. I'm planning out pretty much everything in my life, because if I don't, I will get home from work and I will get out of my clothes and I will lay in the bed and rot until it's time to take my shower, eat something, and go to sleep and get up and do it all over again. And there's so much more to my life that I want to be doing, that I want to be experiencing, than just working to pay bills and save money and die. No. So yeah, I'm learning the value of planning. I'm also waiting for my Boaz, which means that I am waiting for the man that God has designed for me. I know that God has a man specifically designed for me. I'm going to continue to do my inner work. I'm going to continue to do my outer work, keep myself up inside and outside. And also, I'm going to put myself in a position to be found, because the Bible says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing, not she who finds a husband. So I'm going to put myself in positions to be found, but I'm not going to chase anything or anybody. I will no longer feel guilty for self-preservation. So what that means is it's okay to say no. And I grew up in a household where people pleasing equaled love, pretty much. And I don't really know what to do with that other than to stop people pleasing, to be conscious of that people pleasing tendency that I have, and to actively work against it. So if I don't feel like doing something, I'm not going to do it. And I think that's how I have to be for a little while until I can regulate and get a handle on that, because my automatic response is I need to keep this person happy or they're not going to love me. That was my correlation just from what I saw. I didn't necessarily feel like that happened to me, but that's what I saw. My mom is very much a people pleaser, and so I kind of mimicked that, I guess. So yeah, that's something that I really want to work on moving forward in 2025. And I am going to make a separate video on my 2025 goals. I'm going to make 25 goals for 2025 because it's the year 2025, and also I just really like the number 2025. Yeah, I mean, not 2025, I just really like the number 25. Sorry, I'm like reading over and making sure that I don't skip anything, because this was really profound for me yesterday, and I'm hoping that this is helping you. Maybe you'll write your own reflections, or maybe some of these are resonating with you. That's my hope. I will no longer feel guilty. Okay, so I only have 2 left by my calculations. And by my calculations, me looking over and making sure that I don't forget anything to the best of my abilities. I will always shine bright no matter who tries to dim my light. I have become a confident queen over this past year, and I'm not gonna cringe when I say that, because I really, really have, and I'm so proud of myself. Like, it took me little steps over my whole life to get here. Not to say I've always been insecure or had low self-confidence, but especially over the past 2 years, my confidence has grown by leaps and bounds, where it was growing by baby steps before. And I am not gonna let anybody dim my light that I feel like I have, that I've always had, but I have let people dim it in the past. Just society and different things, different people. So like I said, I have no room for negativity in any way, shape, or form. I'm gonna walk in my confidence and not let anybody dim my light. And going along with that, if y'all know the song At the Altar, or There's No Waste at the Altar, I don't know the exact title, I just love the song, but there's a lyric in there that says fear and anxiety cannot live here. And I wrote down anxiety and depression cannot live here, because I've struggled with anxiety and depression pretty much all of my life. And so I just basically got tired of letting it control me. And I know it's not that simple. I'm not trying to say that it is by any means. It's fluctuated for me how severe it's been. So I no longer say that I have anxiety or that I have depression, or I try to be very mindful of not saying that. I might slip a time or two, but I say I'm having a depressive episode, or I'm having an anxious episode, and I try to recognize when that's happening and actively work against it. Things that help me with anxieties, like I said, putting things into perspective, reminding myself that my life is in God's timing and in His hands. Also, with social anxiety, just pausing in those moments where I feel really anxious and taking a deep breath and putting things in perspective, taking things one step at a time. So, for example, I get really anxious in the grocery store, so having a list helps me. Going aisle by aisle helps me. Just pausing if I need to and taking a breath helps me, and then I can continue on. But just not living in that constant, anxious feeling and recognizing it. Depressive episodes, I will do something to kind of give me momentary happiness, and that gives me enough of a lift to make it one step further, if that makes any sense. Like, I'll listen to one of my favorite songs, or I will watch a funny video online, or I will, just do something to make myself happy. I'll, give myself that little boost to make it through. And I'm naturally a glass half full type of person, so if I can give myself that little boost, it's pretty not easy, but it's doable for me to, claw myself out of that depressive episode one step at a time, one, handhold at a time to claw myself out. I also will get up and get active and do something. I won't just lie there and let that feeling, overtake me. And those are my 24 reflections for 2024. I'm pretty sure I didn't miss any, but who knows. Like I said, I will be making a video on my 25 goals for 2025. Let me know how you found 2024. Like I said, it was a bittersweet year for me. Bitter because I had a lot of hard lessons to learn. Sweet because I've learned them. I feel like I've grown from them and I've moved forward in life, and I'm gonna keep moving forward, and I hope you will too. I love you guys. God bless you guys, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.